Several homes are now along Casimiro Street here in Mongmong, but decades ago it was filled with jungle. We speak with one of those residents who remembers that time and shares how there were stories of Taotaomona.
My name is Teresita Guerrero, and I live here since 19, 1935. 36.
More than 8 decades.
Yeah, 80.
That's a long time.
It's a long time. And this, I live here since 1936. And I go up here, and this place is a jungle. It's a scary place, very scary place.
Yeah.
But we clean up the place, but most of the time my parents will tell me or tell the family when we go into the jungle, we have to ask permission that we are going into the jungle because that we need something, and we ask permission for our great-great-grandfathers and grandmothers, Abuelos and Abuela. Abuela and Abuela will be, we ask them. We never see them, but we ask them permission for my parents will always say, give them respect, always give them respect.
Did you ever ask why?
What?
Did you ever ask why?
Well, I asked them why we always give them respect, because you said when the old people believe on the spirits of the Taotaomona, or because their place inside the jungle is so it's clear, like there's some people staying on it. But we don't. I still don't believe it. But I don't believe why we have to do that. But they tell us that things happen. Like when I was growing up, one of my father's cousin was singing down here way over on the side of our house, and it's a new banyan tree. And the banyan tree is so big, and it's so. That's where the old people make aggie. They hide their aggie, but my aunties will be outside. She was singing in the afternoon, and then when she came back to her house in Aganya, she had a swollen neck, and when she had that swollen neck, next day they're so surprised why she wasn't sick, but she got that big swollen, and then the next day she died. So that's why my parents are always saying, be careful and be asking for permission when you go into the jungle.
But you're still not a believer.
No, I don't believe them, but I still respect them. I respect them because they're our great grandparents, like the Abuelo and Abuela, and I am up until there are things that happen, and it's so scary, but I still don't believe it. But, those things happen. That's one of the things that I encounter when my parents were just starting to build our ranch over here. That when my auntie died just a few hours after she was singing, and then another thing. As I grow up bigger, and my father got a big hole on his neck.
A hole?
Yeah, a big hole, like a quarter, and it's really big, and it's deep, and it's red. But we're so scared. but it's not as painful as when the dark clouds of rain are showing up. That's when it's so painful. So what my parents did was ask one of the Suruhanus, and the Suruhanu gave him medicine, and 3 times only that big hole went away. It's so scary, I don't believe on it, but it's scary. Those things are happening. Then another one, when it's time for time for the gadu, or the sweet yam. So one of the old ladies says, "Let's go get some gadu." Okay, so we went all the way down to the jungle, and there's a big banyan tree again, and the big roots of that gadu. We are expecting to pick a lot of it, but we don't find not even one, and we went around it, and the other places is clear. The banyan tree is clear, but the gadu, we cannot find any gadu at all.
How old were you at this time?
About 15 years, about that time when we went to go get some gadu or sweet yam. And we couldn't find any. We stayed there for about an hour, just trying to find the gadu, but there's no gadu on it. So what happened is that we have a goosebump, because the old lady says, "Wow, she's so scared." I was scared too, because it's dark. The inside, the banyan tree and the root of that gadu, there's nothing, and nobody's there. Nobody. It's a big jungle, but we don't find any. So we came back, and we went and looked for mango, and there's so many mangoes that are falling down. They're ripe, and so we sat down and we ate, and then we picked a lot more, and we went back home. And my father was asking us what have we done. We're looking for gadu, but we can't find any gadu on that, but underneath the banyan tree. And then we just went on ahead and picked mango. But we're scolded because we're not supposed to go down that place where the gadu is.
All of this happening in those couple of hours you were out there.
Yeah.
Did anything out of the ordinary happen?
Nothing, because there's nobody way down there on the jungle.
Yeah.
But the big banyan tree is there, and the gadu is very, very, and we're so happy we were gonna get some, but we didn't get any, not even a small piece. And when we go around on the other side, on the other places, we pick gadu. Even without digging, we get it. There's a big.
But why was it so uncommon? Why didn't you find anything? Was it the Taotaomona?
I guess that's what happened to. That's the Taotaomona's thing, because they always say that the Taotaomonas are living there, and we're there to pick something, and it's not ours, and it's not. They don't want to give us any. So, but I still don't believe on it. But I still respect, because when I never came back to that place again when we went there. But because I'm afraid when there's nothing at it, or we went to the other place where we can pick some, and we pick a lot. But the other one, we cannot get any.
Miss Terry, why did you have that fear, even though you're not a believer?
I'm not because a fear, because that's something that's that's something that you don't want to be. Somebody must be hiding those things, and I don't believe it. But I don't know.
You can't explain it.
I cannot explain why we cannot get that big gadu that we wanted to get, because the vine is so big, and we expect to get something there. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's just something else that there's somebody's hiding it or something that I cannot explain, and I still don't believe, but I respect them, and also I want everybody to, whenever they go to the jungle, I want them to respect the, the, those things that are in there, and also when you go in there and you ask permission, it makes you think that you respect the natural resources,
Right.
the natural resources of the island, of the place.
So when you hear the term Taotaomona, what do you think of?
Well, and I hear when the Taotaomona said, "Oh, just be careful and respect. Don't joke to them, or don't just respect them, that because they're staying there, and they are they are the keepers of that place." So, but I still don't believe, but I don't want anything to happen, or wait until something happens that I
Become a believer.
yeah. So that's why I'm very careful, and also I want the people, the future, that the future people. I mean the new generation, or whatever the other people that they don't believe, or they don't have never seen, because I wanted to see them, like my brother says.
What do you mean you wanted to see them?
I want to see them, but you can nothing. You cannot see any of those things that happen, and there's it surprise you, but it's human. I mean, like my father's big hole on it, and he was in pain. But then when they gave him medicine, because of they said that that's the Taotaomona's work.
Yeah.
So they gave him 3 times, and the hole doesn't grow. I mean, it just disappeared.
Yeah.
So I.
Was there any other experiences or stories that you or your family
Well,
that happened over the years? Especially in this property, you said once
well,
was
some
jungle.
of during the Japanese, the old people will be we're all in the jungle, because it's not developed, nothing. We don't have houses like what we have now.
Yeah.
Not they're just ranch with what do you call that, tanantongan and coconut leaf, built just a little ranch, because we don't have cement or wood or anything.
Right.
So we have and then where my parents will say they're looking for a little boy, because the little boy got lost 2 days ago, and they cannot find him. They're so scared, and they all went looking around for it. But then the little boy came back, but he cannot talk. So what my parents did is cannot talk. They spank him with the rope, the priest rope, the kufridia. They call it kufridia. They spank him. Then the boy start to talk.
This was during the war?
Yeah, during the war.
And you were just a little girl then?
Just a little, about 8 years old. But my parents and the other families are so scared, because, the little boy. And the boy, when he talked, he said he's following the another child, and he keep on following. That's why he's lost, because he never. So those things are so scary and so I don't believe it, but I still believe. I mean, I still respect them. We give them respect, no matter what. We give them our ancestors. They call them ancestors, the Taotaomona, because we respect them, and we ask them when we go into their jungle, or the big trees or something that they seem to be there. We ask them that we're to ask permission to use it, or take the medicine, or whatever we're gonna do.
Some people would say that our Taotaomona, our ancestors, aren't really people to fear. they're people from our past, and we should, like you do, just respect them and not live in fear like we've seen in these folklore stories and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about the Taotaomonas and the future,
The younger generation.
younger generations. They never experience those things that we have experienced, and we just want them to respect. The main thing there is respect, and we don't have to be in fear of it, but because we don't want something to in fear if we keep on believing that they're, then we are still in fear, and then we keep on abusing them or whatever you call it. But we give them respect, their ancestors, the Taotaomona. And now that the new generation will never believe or will never think. And not only that, when we put our belief, our ancestors, we respect them. It makes us think of to respect the natural resources that we have, and the people too that are going that might be affected.
Yeah.
So that's all that I have on my story. But I'm scared with those things that happen, but I still cannot.
Nothing as of late that you've experienced, and then when you speak with the younger generation in your family today, what do they say about it to you?
They don't believe, and they won't really care about it, because it looks like it's unbelievable,
and that's why respect is important.
Respect is the one that we respect, and also respect, and also it makes us think of the natural. We don't want to destroy the natural resources that we have, and it's got all the natural resources that we have are being affected of it too.
Yeah.
We don't give them respect and care.
Okay. Ms. Teresita Guerrero of Mong, any final words you want to say about the Taotaomona, as it still plays a big role in our history here as Chamorro people?
Yes, it is a big role on our people, because the old generation, like my age, they won't. I believe. I don't believe on it, but I respect them, and the training that we got from our parents, we honor them, but the new generation, they won't believe on it. They won't believe as much as I believe on, and the old people believe on those Taotaomonas.
Okay.
And the medicine too that they give the old people that knows how to give that medicine. We lost them already, and we'll never get them back. But I just want to let the young generation know that we went through a very, very hard life and scary life, but we still have our respect. Our respect is the one that we really want to keep on. Keep for our guidance on our future.
Well, thank you so much for your insight and for sharing those stories just for you growing up, and the lesson for everyone else. We appreciate your time. Jesus Masi.
Thank you.
So whether you're a believer or not, one message is clear from Ms. Guerrero: always respect our ancestors. For now, I'm Nick Delgado.